Hello everyone, it's Truds here, and today we've got another broken Destiny 2 build video for you. Now look, don't shout at me about this one and bringing it to people's attention, but if there's a broken or bugged build in the game, you can bet your bottom dollar that we're going to be covering it right here. Now as soon as I found out about this one, it had me scrambling to complete and fully upgrade all the Warmind bunkers, as this one is linked to one of the final Warmind Cell mods available in the season of the Worthy. So what is the bug and what does it do? Well, what if I told you you can get your super back in less than 10 seconds with just a handful of melee strikes whilst maintaining the benefits of the Warmind Cell mods, making you an indestructible roving tank? This bug, I believe, is directly tied to the Warmind Cell mod that centres around these builds, as it does work with a number of other strong builds with warlocks and hunters too, but I'm not going to name faces and point names just yet. There's been a number of exotics that are broken or bugged for a number of reasons this season, whether it's the new Hunter's exotic Rayju's Harness or the Warlock exotic Fellwinter's Helm, to old faithfuls in the broken category like Worm God's Caress. All have been and or still are disabled by Bungie until they get a relevant fix. However, unlike these ones, it's a combination of a few factors that lead to this very fun and very broken build. I mean, who doesn't like unlimited supers? And if I'm honest, if this bug doesn't lean into the now infamous Telesto as the root cause of the problem, I'll be very surprised. So the main Warmind Cell mod you need to make the most out of this bugged build before it's patched or disabled is the Grasp of the Warmind. This Void Affinity mod costs free energy and is the final reward for fully levelling up the Warmind bunker on IO. The mod allows you to pick up, carry and throw Warmind cells that you produce. However, once you throw one, you can't pick it back up. So this perk does exactly what it says on the tin. You can pick it up, carry it around, put it down or throw it near to a bunch of enemies. They even stick onto enemies for that added troll bonus. Which in essence is great because you can now move the buffs and effects of the Warmind builds that you create, many of which we have covered here on the channel, around from encounter to encounter. But we're not throwing these Warmind cells, we're using them as well as or instead of our charged melee attack. Now for this to work, you're going to need to be using the Titan's Sentinel Void subclass. Any of the subclasses will work, but I've spec'd into the bottom tree Code of the Aggressor. This is for a number of reasons, but mainly due to the In the Trenches perk, which reduces the cooldown of your super when you get final blows while surrounded by enemies. This subclass also comes with a second shield throw whilst in your super, which will, with this build, allow you to extend the duration of your super. So to round this out before we go into some of the Warmind Cell mods to totally crank this broken overpowered build out of this world, you are going to need Fang Pauldron, the exotic Titan Gauntlets. Now if you don't have them, go into your vault or collections, pull them out and smack them straight on right now. Now how we make this bug work is thanks to its intrinsic perk, Horns of Doom, where void melee kills grant super energy. Also, whilst the Sentinel Shield super is active, melee kills recharge shield throws, which will then extend your super on hits. Now, Doomfangs, these have been the bane of broken builds before, previously giving an unlimited length to supers back in year 2. But this bug doesn't work in the same way, as technically your super will last as long as you're able to make it last, but we're using the first description in the perk, where void melee kills grant super energy. So when you pick up a Warmind cell, you effectively now use this as an unlimited, fully charged void melee. Run around and use the cell as your melee in a funky third person view. It is kind of clunky to use and not as speedy or effective as normal melees, but each kill will grant you an insane amount of super energy back. So much so that you'll get your super back in about 4 melee final blows using the Warmind cell. Now simply cast your super to drop the cell and go to Pound Town. Once you're out, and because you didn't throw the cell, you can now go back and pick it up to start the whole process again. To make the cells last even longer, make sure to put on the Warmind's Longevity Void Affinity mod, as this will ensure it doesn't run out so easy during your super period. I'd also highly recommend the other two Void Warmind mods with the Power of Rasputin and Warmind's Protection to both buff your damage and debuff enemy damage respectively. These actively work whilst you're carrying the Warmind cell, which is clearly marked out by the yellow hue cast over combatants. Now, to make Warmind cells successfully for this build, you'll want to use the new seasonal Seraph weapons, with the Officer Revolver and the CQC-12 shotgun my favourites at the minute. But the SMG, sidearm and machine gun will be just as effective depending on your preference. I personally find the shotgun to be the most effective at creating cells efficiently, as they usually drop in about 3 to 4 final blows. This bugged build will work in all aspects of the game where you can create Warmind cells. If you find it's not working for any reason, say if you swap subclasses or something, I found that if you simply swap out your Doomfangs for another exotic and then quickly swap back, the bug will start to work again. So there we go, another bugged build in Destiny 2. This one's a hell of a lot of fun, considering that supers are fun, so why wouldn't it be? Hopefully you get to try this totally busted build out before it's patched, and it may give you a hand in finishing off some of the Guardian Games triumphs on the way to getting the new heavy exotic machine gun, Heir Apparent. Let me know in the comment section below if you've tried this one out. I love coming across these broken builds, but I can anticipate that this one won't last too much longer in the wild. If you're new around here, please feel free to subscribe to support the content that I produce. We've covered lots of builds here on the channel recently covering Warlocks, Hunters and Titans, so please go check them out, there's something for everyone. Also, a rating down below is always greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.